Hello everybody and welcome to the Talladega Super Speedway for our second NASCAR Xfinity Series start in this set of 5 hot seat races here as AJ Allmendinger and Kyle Sieg are on the front row. We were all the way at the back of the field, of course, with the way Talladega is with difficulty settings and all that, as we've seen from our most recent Craftsman Truck Series season episode. We know how that all goes down. See the 66 of Timmy Hill put himself on the wall back there. I don't know what he's off to, but we are here back here trying to make some moves. Get by Brett Moffitt, Blaine Perkins, Greg Gaulding, trying to work our way up from the back of this pack to the front to get into contention here. Have a shot at being in the mix for some stage points and a win in our second ever race in the Xfinity Series. It'd be great if we got our first career win, as we're still fighting and still searching to try to find our way into victory lane at some point here. As it has gotten to a good point where it's been, obviously Bristol, we wrecked out, and after leading a lot of laps, this didn't go the way we wanted it to, even though we had a pretty fast car. And for redemption here, Tally above in front of us. They are 4-5 wide for the lead and for multiple positions inside the top 10. That was some great racing. How about this? Oh, there's contact. Jeremy Clements gets it down the racetrack. We got cars crashing everywhere. The big one underway at Talladega. Multiple cars slamming towards cars up and over. Sam Mayer barrel rolling down turn 1 and 2, flipping over and over and over. Chandler Smith and Jeremy Clements. I mean, it's easier to list the cars that were not involved in this crash, but just look at the carnage that has erupted here. I mean, look at that. Sam Mayer is upside down. He goes barrel rolling. John Hunter Nemechek. I mean, both RCR cars, Creed and Hill, are collected. Hemrick, Sieg, Brandon, all Junior Motorsports is decimated in this. All of them are in it. I mean, unbelievable what we have just witnessed here at Talladega. A massive crash. As you see, the 51 gets turned by the 27, and they both wipe out as Mosak gets turned into Allgaier, Austin Hill. They all went nowhere. Look at the guys. We managed to sneak through on the bottom, although we do turn Dawson Cram up into the wall hard. We get through this wreck unscathed, very luckily. But look at Sam Mayer, just gets drilled by Blaine Perkins and Sage Karam. But see right here, just watch this crash here as we look up at the view of Sheldon Creed. Everyone going to the wall, everyone's slamming each other. Look at all the carnage. I mean, absolute ARCA brakes. Gee whiz, ARCA brakes like crazy right now here at Talladega. Absolute mayhem breaking out. And I think the to Mason Massey's machine. But we're going to go up to try to get the view from the 24 of Mosak. Then we go from the 2 Sheldon Creed here. This alternate angle. Just look at the amount of cars involved in this. One of the biggest wrecks in Talladega history has erupted on just lap 2 of the NASCAR Xfinity Series Sparks 300. Multiple contenders. Why the Chandler Smith also goes over, just adds to the chaos. And we look back up here, we make it through. We're clean. We are good, boys. We are still able to fight for this race win here as we survive. As everyone watch with my onboard here, just watch how this all goes down in front of us. You see, we're hauling. We're making moves here on the inside. We're making all kinds of passes. And up ahead, we see the 2751 get there. We see the 24, so then we instantly check up, go low, and accidentally they're getting to Dawson Cram. Too late for him. We send him, but then we save it and come out of that in 6th place, which I think is a pretty darn good situation to come out of, avoiding the big one. I mean, look how close we were to this. But now we're going to get on board with Dawson Cram, of course, the guy who we had just clipped, unfortunately for him. And we're just running right behind him. Here's they go right in front of him. See, just clipped him, he gets turned, and he goes up hard into the outside wall. Big hit, back down into the rest of the traffic. Everyone's in charge. He gets into Sam Mayer and Perkins. And at this point, it is on, and it is just absolute chaos breaking out. And so that's how pretty much almost the entire field got taken out on lap 2, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're not even going to have 15 cars left in this race. That's how crazy. I mean, here we go on board Sam Mayer. This is going to be a wild ride. Just ride with Sam Mayer. Look at him as he goes barrel rolling. Unbelievable crash right there for Mayer. And the one, I'm going to go on board with the 20 of John Hunter Nemechek, who is right in the thick of the wreck. You see just nowhere to go, but look at that violent hit Sam Mayer took, and the amount of barrel rolls he did sliding down the banking is insane. Now we're going to get one final view from the broadcast camera angle from myself driving by the big one. No, not the big one, the mega one here at Talladega. And that is the big one that we just finished clearing. So now we are racing back to the start-finish line as per NR2003 rules. We are right now scored in the 6th position, ahead of the 91 of Chad Chastain and behind Kaz Grala and Jeb Burton. with Josh Williams in front of them, as well as AJ Allmendinger and Ty Gibbs. What a wild group of 7 that has survived this massive crash pretty much unscathed, which is huge for us. If we say unscathed, we can be faster than a lot of the damaged race cars, so it's definitely what we need later in this race as we avoid the big one and are running in 6th here at Talladega in the opening laps of racing. And now we get back on the restart on lap number 7. You're once again restarting back here in 6th. There are some cars. We're a little bit further back, actually. We're about 7th. As there's Kyle Weatherman and Jeffrey Earnhardt, the 4 and 45 have gone up here because there are some pit stops. Josh Williams ended up piling to the back of someone and wrecking himself out of the race. I don't know why. So now we're down to just 12 cars in this race in a wild turn of events. There's barely anybody left here at Talladega after that massive crash. And now we have a chance to be very, very competitive and decide the outcome of this race. We're already shoving Jeb Burton big time down the backstretch here, up into the top 5 in the running order. We're getting the draft, making some moves now underneath the 27 of Jeb Burton. We make our move here, finding our way into 3rd place on the racetrack. Now right underneath Allmendinger for 2nd and trying to get by Ty Gibbs for the race lead down the front stretch. We're going for the lead on lap 8. How about that? About to lead our first laps at Talladega as we make contact with Chad Chastain, but we will narrowly lead lap 1. Sorry, not lap 1, lap 7 here at Talladega. So we are now one lap on the day. Now battling the 91 and Chad Chastain for position side by side here through 1 and 2. Jeb Burton giving Chastain a push. We are out here on the outside lane. Can't quite make it happen. We slide in line behind the 91, side drafting the 27. Big side draft there, but we will take the 2nd position from Jeb Burton. We have just he just has a nose underneath us. We're gonna make an aggressive move, barely clear him, almost wreck, throwing a dangerous block coming out of entering turn 3 right there. Nearly wrecked, but we saved it. Weatherman leads. Now we go underneath this 91 of Kyle Weatherman. He slammed the wall. Big problems. As we go down the front straightaway into turn 1 on lap 10, we pound the fence, making a mistake, trying to pull out underneath Kyle Weatherman to go for the lead and to throw a block at Ty Gibbs. He does too aggressively. The car gets loose on us, and we just slam it into the wall trying to save it. Luckily, we don't wreck in front of the rest of the field, and is only hitting the wall damage, and that is very fortunate. And here we're on board. Just watch the steering right here. So we tried to turn at the last second. That point was already too late, and I realized we were wrecking up the racetrack right there, but wow. What a turn of events right there. We were running in 2nd. We were doing a tremendous job. I'm just going to skip forward a little bit here to later on to lap number 10. Later on this lap, we fall all the way back. And Chad Chastain now on the 10 of Allmendinger and Gibbs are trying to come down pit road with Creed. They go so slow. Stuck trying to come down pit lane. I don't know what they are doing. But it's caused big problems. We're out the caution, which will end stage 1. So the race back to line, a photo finish. Gralla will edge out Jeb Burton for the stage 1 win. It'll be Gralla, Burton, Sieg, myself. Kyle Sieg, myself, and then Ryan Sieg. And then it will be Kyle Weatherman, Cole Custer, Daniel Hemrick, part of the top 10, also getting stage points, as well as Gibbs and Allmendinger there. But Gralla, your stage 1 winner. Now we on to stage 2 on lap 14. Allmendinger's pushing us here on this restart. We've dropped back a little bit on the restart down to 5th. Still within range of chasing down Jeffrey Earnhardt, Chad Chastain, and Ty Gibbs for the race lead up ahead of us. As we've just been pretty solid. Obviously, we made pit stops because of the fuel mileage. We need to make multiple pit stops to make sure we have enough fuel here to go the distance to the end. Throwing some huge blocks on AJ Allmendinger. Some aggressive racing here at Talladega. Trying to hold on to every position we possibly can here on the racetrack. Drafting him to the back of Ryan Sieg's number 39. That is for the 6th position on the racetrack. Sorry, the 5th position on the racetrack. We're going to make that move. Go underneath Ryan Sieg. Take P5 with a big run from Allmendinger. Now we're going to get another big push and try to go underneath Kaz Gralla for 4th place as we continue a hard charge to the front of the field here at Dega. Allmendinger fits underneath us, though. He hangs us out of lane. We just could not make that block. But now we're giving the 45 of Jeffrey Earnhardt a big push down the back straightaway. Gibbs checking up ahead of us. Now it's going to be an absolute insane battle for the lead. We're nearly going 3 wide for the lead right now here at Talladega. Myself, Gibbs, Jeffrey Earnhardt, but Gibbs is clear, but it's me, Chad Chastain, Earnhardt, Allmendinger, 4 wide contact at the 45 of Jeffrey Earnhardt's going to get turned up the track. He goes into the wall. Earnhardt crashes, and the caution will wave here at Talladega and narrowly avoids getting T-boned by Daniel Hemrick. Wow, what a turn of events here down the backstretch in 3-4 wide racing. Just did not work right there. See, we were just coming down the 45, just coming out. It was just a situation where he just ran out of room. We did a slight bump, and the 45 lost it, and the 10 hooked him, and a hard lick into the outside wall for Jeffrey Earnhardt. Going to take him out of contention in this one. And how about Weatherman somehow getting by, and Hemrick somehow avoiding him right there. Absolute incredible near misses right there. Full speed replay, just 4 wide. Doesn't work. We go on board the 45. Just that little bit of contact is too much for him to handle, and he goes crashing into the outside wall. And I don't know how Daniel Hemrick avoided him right there, but boy, that was a miracle. Now we're going to go, I believe, on board the 10 of Allmendinger here. As you can see, the way he just pulled underneath the 45, right as I went underneath the 19 at the same time. Just didn't work, a little bit of contact. And at that point, it was the 10 was into him, and they got hooked together, and the 45 was done for. And we were still fighting for the lead up here at the same time. This was an incredible battle at this point. Now we're going to go for the alternate angles. He's a little bit of contact can cause a crash like that here at Talladega. That's just the way it is with high speeds, 200 plus miles an hour racing at a super speedway here in the Xfinity Series. As now we are trying to hold on to the race lead over Ty Gibbs. As we've gotten the lead throughout the whole exchange, which has benefited us tremendously. As we go down to block Ty Gibbs racing back to the start finish line here. Just got to maintain this lead, and he'll be in a great spot to win stage 2 as we do block Ty Gibbs to maintain the race lead with the huge block there at the line. And now we're going to get back underway on the restart here on lap number 19. Gibbs, Allmendinger, Chastain, Gralla, still the rest of the top 5. We're down to basically about 9 cars left in the race at this point, so it is pretty grim as the 4 of Weatherman is out of this race as well. As he had some kind of issue, I think he slammed into someone trying to come down to pit road, which has been a common theme. For some reason this race, the AI trying to pit has been an absolute disaster for them and has caused all sorts of chaos. And now you're side drafting Ty Gibbs lead down the back. There's big contact. We slide way down the racetrack on the apron, almost to the inside safer barrier. We save it, come back on the racetrack, merge right in front of Ryan Sieg, almost get destroyed. Luckily, he lifts out of the throttle. Thank God, that saved us a lot of problems. We cycle back out in 6th position, but that was some big contact right there between myself and Ty Gibbs, fighting hard for the race lead, and it ends up setting us down the track. But luckily we have the talent to save it in what looks like almost a situation where we could have been completely wiped out of this race. If we completely wrecked it right there, we would have been done for. It would have been over. Luckily, we keep it going in the right direction, stay in the draft, and get a run now on Casgrala and make our charge back forwards. Once again, we get a little bit of a bumper there to Casgrala in the 26, so he goes way up the racetrack, gives us the 5th position on the racetrack, and take our momentum underneath AJ Allmendinger for 4th, trying to draft up to the 00 of Cole Custer. Big pushes coming at that 00, massive push coming as we just shove Custer all the way down the backstretch. Super aggressive pushing, and then now we go underneath Custer into 3 and 4, and just like that, slot into the 3rd position, chasing down Chad Chastain and Ty Gibbs, who are running in 1-2. Gibbs having a tremendous run here at Talladega, as you expect from him. He's, of course, one of the top cars left in this race. You expect him to be at the front, leading this race with Chad Chastain 2nd, which is crazy, and then myself still running in 3rd. Cole Custer in 4th. As we go to the line, we try to make a move underneath the 91 of Chad Chastain now for 2nd. We go underneath the 91 and we take that position. Now we are into 2nd now. Our number 77 Chevrolet for Spire Motorsports right behind the 19 of Gibbs. What can we do here down the backstretch? We pull underneath them. We're going for the race lead. Once again down the backstretch, we charge our way back up to the front of the field. This time, we just do a little still intense side drafting. This time, we don't slam into him like we did the last time, which caused us to go sailing down to the inside of the racetrack and almost crashing. Now we side draft him all the way up to the high side of the racetrack and then cut all the way down to the bottom to break the draft, and that gets us clear for the race lead here at Talladega with a masterful move. Absolute textbook move to take the lead here at Talladega. Now he's got to block the 19 of Gibbs and the 91 of Chad Chastain to maintain this lead and bring home the stage 2 victory. Now we move on to later that lap. The 19 of Gibbs is going to come down pit road behind us. The 19 is pitting from 2nd place. Coming to the last lap of the stage. I don't know what Ty Gibbs is doing, but he's going to come down pit road, sacrifice track position and stage points by pitting as we now enter the last lap of stage number 2 here at Talladega. As myself leading, Chad Chastain runs in the 2nd position. And then behind him is going to be, I believe that's Ryan Sieg in 3rd and Cole Custer in 4th, and a ways back to the rest of the field. Now he's going to block the 91 of Chastain all the way down the backstretch here. It's a tense racing, but we mentioned to block him here well, right on this inside lane of the racetrack, making sure he doesn't think of any kinds of moves making. And barely come down in front of him right there, coming out of 3 and 4. That was a very tight maneuver as he got very close to our bumper there coming out of the corner. Now he goes high as we go down the front stretch, entering the tri-oval. Now it's going to be a race back to the start-finish line. That's 1,000 feet further than it is at Daytona. We're going to hold off Chad Chastain. We will win stage 2 here at Talladega. Get ourselves 10 stage points. You love to see it. Then it's going to be Chad Chastain, Ryan Sieg, Cole Custer, the 10, sorry, not Cole Custer, Ryan Sieg, the 11 of Hemrick, the 45 of Earnhardt, and then Custer, Gibbs, then the Allmendinger in the 10, and the 26 of Gralla, and the 4 of Weatherman. But now myself and Weatherman, we've actually vacated the lead after making a mistake in turn 1 and 2. We are still racing back to the line here. As that is protocol in 2003 with this game. You got to race back to the line to maintain your track position. So now we are drafting Chad Chastain in the 91, and we're trying to find a way around him right now. To get into the race lead to 3-4, we got a big run, so we go low on him here. Use the run perfectly. Go up to side draft Chastain up here in the race. A little bit of contact. He's going to slide. We're going to spin into the inside pit wall. A hard crash. Head-on collision. We go wrecking through the grass, and we have just absolutely fumbled the bag. Racing back to the line after getting the stage win. We slide into the 91 of Chad Chastain. He hits us. We go completely sideways down the racetrack. Hit the inside pit wall hard. Goes sliding in pit lane. Back out of it into the grass. Luckily, don't get hit by anyone else. Just going to keep our at least hopes of finishing the race alive. But a horrible crash here for us. And an absolute masterful choke job as we go crashing hard to the inside pit wall. After making contact with Chad Chastain, racing back to the line for the lead, being too aggressive is going to cost us, as it has cost many over the years, many times. And now watch this. We're going to get a view here from pit road, and watch my car just come sliding through right here into frame as we go crashing. And boom, there it is. All the debris flying everywhere. Now I'm going to go with my onboard cockpit cam. And it was just a little bit of counter right there, and at the point we were trying to save it, it was too late. We just slammed on the brakes. I knew at this point we were done for, and boom, a hard lick to that inside wall. Big damage on this car. It's going to kill all the speed that this car. I mean, we had a very fast race car, but this thing is killed now, unfortunately. And I'll put an end to our hopes of winning this race, most likely. Just too aggressive a move, and we go slamming the inside wall, putting an end to our hopes of winning this race. But luckily, Ryan Sieg almost hit us right there. We were so lucky he didn't drive directly into us. So now we're going to go with the onboard cam. Just a mistake. We just made a mistake and ended up with this. A wrecked race car at Talladega. Through the grass. Not the way we wanted to have it go down. Now we're going to go onboard the 39 Ryan Sieg. So watch this develop up in front of him here. You see, there we are. There's me wrecking all the way on the inside wall. We go flying off there. Look how close Sieg is. Turning directly into us. I mean, a near miss right there. Sieg almost hit us head on right there. We were so lucky. We get drilled, and now we get one final angle of the crash. I mean, that was a hard hit, though. We got just a little bit of air time coming off of that inside pit wall. Luckily, you don't get penalized or anything. And then we try to move in the grass, and the car gets stuck because all 4 tires are flat. So if we get stuck, we get towed to the pit road, get repaired, stay on the lead lap. But on the restart, we didn't have any speed at all from the damage. We fell way off the pace and are on the verge of going a lap down. So now Ty Gibbs on the last lap of this race here at Talladega is about to get the victory. He gets his first ever Super Speedway win, if you don't count his win at Atlanta in 2022 as Super Speedway, which you probably should. So only his second Super Speedway win of his career, but his first at Talladega. Through the tri-oval for the final time at Talladega, Ty Gibbs is going to survive a wild one, and Ty Gibbs wins at Talladega. Your runner-up is going to be Chad Chastain. Ryan Sieg will come home 3rd. Cole Custer 4th. The 10 of Allmendinger's going to come home 1 lap down in 7th. Jeffrey Earnhardt will finish in the 5th position here as he comes through to cross the line. And Kaz Grala will come home in 8th place, 1 lap down. And the 26th car, and we'll be the last car to cross the line, but we'll end up coming home in 6th place. Our career best finish and our first ever actual finish of a race. A 6th place finish on the lead lap here at Talladega, P6 in the end of it. Now afterwards we go spinning, trying to come down, slow down to get down to pit road speed, catching up back to the pack here. Triggering on pit road after the race is over because we actually have a little thing to do here. So we're coming down pit road. We're accelerating past all these guys because I'm frustrated with the 91 and Chad Chastain for that crash. It took us out of contention. So we have a flat tire, by the way. So we drive right into the 91 Chad Chastain, head-on hit, destroy him on pit road, and luckily managed to somehow fit into our pit box here and call it a race. But a little bit of frustration there post-race as we come home for our career best 6th place finish. But regardless, disappointing in a race that we could have won after surviving that massive crash on lap 1. So until the next episode, where we'll be in Xfinity Series Hot Seat at Nashville, I hope you all have a good one.